prayed for this and it happened.
Are the shoes of a champion. This jacket right here, shoes of a champion.
Time ticking all along, you felt the message in my song. I know you hear this, let's be clear.
No.
There's absolutely nothing wrong, except the fact that when you left me, you took a piece of my life. This girl is
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another episode of Dev and Dilly Wrestling Podcast. We are back on another Friday evening to talk about everything that happened in the world of professional wrestling. And the good thing is, OG, we don't have 3 pay-per-views, so we shouldn't be here for 2 hours like last time.
Great point.
So yeah, whatever you want to do on this Friday evening, you'll be able to do. Because I know everyone's got things to do, but that doesn't mean we have 30 minutes to 45 minutes to talk about some wrestling.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's start it off with what has gone down in the last week. This is pretty much just going to be a week-long weekend review, or episode-long weekend review, sorry. But to start it off, I do want to start off by letting everyone know to subscribe, like, and follow on all the social medias at Dev and Dilly Wrestling Podcast on X, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We appreciate it. We appreciate you. All right. SmackDown is now a brand new show, essentially. They have a new logo, got a new roster. They've announced that in 2025 that they're going from 2 hours to 3 hours, like Monday Night Raw, and then Raw is going to go from 3 hours to 2 hours. They're pretty much just going to switch. So yeah, looking like they realized SmackDown was the B show, and they're trying to treat it like the A show. So your overall thoughts on the first SmackDown, the premiere SmackDown, the new theme song, the new stage, all of it?
It's funny. Having seen different kind of versions of SmackDown throughout the years, I actually like the logo. It looks cool. So I kind of like the rebranding of what they're doing with it. I like the 3 hours versus 2. Selfishly, I would like 3 hours of Raw still, but I agree. I liked it still. I thought it was dope. Great way to kick it off. Great time to rebrand it. It was good. I really liked it. So I was thinking okay, maybe when Raw moves, does that mean that they kind of get the same treatment? Probably so. But it looks good though. Great time to do it. It was great. I love it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I was nervous with, like you said at first, when I was like, why is Raw going from 3 hours to 2 hours? But then once they gave SmackDown 3, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So they're just switching it. I can deal with that. But the first SmackDown of the year, the first match of the year was, in my opinion, Solo Sikoa's best match on the main roster.
I can't argue that.
Yeah, I think that this was way better than his SummerSlam match, just because he didn't have any help. It was just him and Cody.
Yeah.
And they just let him and Cody go.
Yeah.
Obviously, Cody won, but then that's when the shenanigans started afterwards. But just that match, I want to give flowers to Solo because, we've been shitting on him for what it feels like months.
Yeah.
But that was the best match that he has put on, since being the new tribal chief.
So I want to get your thoughts on the way that so Cody wins. We all thought that anyway, but Cody's initial take on to Adam, not Adam Pearce. I can't think of his name, but essentially saying I'm done with the bloodline. I'm kind of done. And what you felt about that, and then of course it changed at the end. How did you feel about that?
It was the same shit that happened. Cody's an indecisive motherfucker. He goes, "Oh, I don't want nothing to do with the bloodline." And then the second Roman Reigns comes out and he's like, "I need a partner," Cody's like, "I'll be your partner." And we're like, "What the fuck? Didn't you just say you wanted nothing to do with the bloodline anymore, you little bitch?" It made me mad because I'm already someone that just shits on Cody. But Roman Reigns came out after the match, and Roman Reigns had, I would say, obviously he beat up both the Tongans, but he had a very interesting interaction between Solo and then Jacob, because he had an interaction with Solo and then Jacob pulled him out of the ring. And then Roman was like, "Nah, how about I get you?" And Jacob was like, "Oh, you want me? oh, it's me you want?" Gets back in, and then you had Solo who had to pull him out. But I really like the dynamic here of like the WWE is smart, and they understand that the most valuable piece to this story right now is not Solo, it's Jacob. So, and they're using him as that, and they're smart with that. And now you lead into a situation of Cody and Roman versus Jacob and Solo. I don't know what the hell is going to happen in that match. I don't know who's going to return in that match. I don't know who's supposed to go over in that match. There is legitimately a million different ways that match can go.
So to their point, Dale, we were talking about predictability. I didn't see this kind of happening, but now because it can go so many ways, you don't know which way. So I like because it kind of gives me the element of surprise, even though I know I can name all the different angles. But actually saying which one actually happens, I like. So that's great. I thought it was funny during the match when Roman came out that for a minute, like I couldn't find Jacob. I was like, where did Jacob just go? And then he ends up pulling Solo out of the ring. But I was like, he was just in the ring. Where did he go? Like you know what I mean? Like he was on the top damn the cage. Like
I think what he did was, and this is just we got to take a guess, right?
Yeah.
I think breaking the fourth wall. What happened was, when Roman came out, they put all the cameras and all the production on Roman. And then Jacob probably just slowly climbed his ass down. You know what I mean? Because that motherfucker was all the way up there.
Yeah,
so
he was.
Just slowly climbed, not in the ring. I mean, climbed all the way down to the outside of the ring.
Yeah.
So then they could do all the things in the ring, and then that's what I think he did.
Yeah, that's a good point because I was like, damn, what the fuck is Jacob?
Because I agree. I was the same way. I was like, wait, where'd he go? And then once he pulled him out, I go, oh, he climbed down to the outside. Gotcha.
Yeah. But honestly, I am surprised. The Cody thing, it is irritating a little bit because I'm like, Cody's like, I'll be your partner. That kind of whole thing. Because I'm like, maybe at first I was like, well, maybe this is Cody's real way of moving over and letting what we all know is going to happen. You know what I mean? And I was like, I don't want to be Roman's partner. And Roman's kind of like, I'm going to find my own partner. Maybe that's where it goes. But, I'm like, okay, maybe it's still to build up. But I like it, though, because now I don't know what to expect because there's so many angles.
Yes, that's what I agree. There's so many different ways it can go because I don't think it's going to be because a lot of people online immediately would probably just assume, oh, well, Cody and Roman, they're a super team. They're not going to lose. I don't think it's going to be like that. I think it's going to be a situation of Cody and Roman are just getting their ass beat by two crazy Tongans, Jacob Fatu and Solo. And then you have a situation of Jimmy comes back and then all hell breaks loose. And I think that that's what's great about it is it's not just a clear cut. This isn't going to be a wrestling match. This is going to be like every other Roman Reigns match that you've seen where it's going to be half wrestling and half shenanigans. Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do you think about this week? Because speaking of Jimmy, his dad put a tweet out like a prayer for Jimmy's health or some shit like that. Some cryptic ass kind of message, and I saw like some people from WWE kind of come out and kind of refute the message like, hey, Jimmy's good. Like they don't know why Rikishi put that out there.
Can I be honest with you, OG? I blocked Rikishi a week ago on X.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the talking about Jay?
Because he just keeps saying bullshit.
Yeah.
He is in his old man era, sitting back in the rocking chair, just saying bullshit. You know what he is? He's a wannabe Iron Sheik. The Iron Sheik was the king of just saying bullshit on X to say bullshit.
Oh, he was good, bro.
It became to the point where
I wanted to see it.
At first, people were like, who's this old fucker, trying to stay relevant? But then it got to the point where you're like, no, this is what he does all day, every day. I want to see the Sheik tweet. Like you said, you were excited for it.
Yeah.
Now that's just the vibe that I'm getting over here. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But moving over to another thing that happened, we talked about the mystery tag team thing last week about how, they keep not needing to have a mystery partner because it's predictable. Then these motherfuckers, I think they just trolled me. I think that's essentially what they did.
They're watching us, bro.
They brought out Ricky. No one knows who the fuck Ricky is.
That was so old school when they brought these random ass guys,
Just
like,
random
hey,
Ricky.
Oh, that was great.
And then I was like, oh my God, they finally had a surprise. And then he gives Ricky a stunner. And then here comes Kevin or Randy Orton. And I'm like, God damn it, you're just trolling me at this point. But I did think that Kevin Owens, I don't know if you saw it, and if you didn't, you need to watch it.
I saw it.
Yeah, the interview after with Randy Orton.
Yes.
Yes, that to me made it all great because Ricky came over and he was like, "Look, I tried to tag with RVD, but RVD said he was on another planet. I don't even know what that means, but I was looking for people." And then Ricky was like, "Oh, well, I'll be your partner." And Ricky walks over and he like thanks him for doing a good job, and he like chops the shit out of him. And then Randy does the same thing. And they're like, "Come on, Ricky, you can come on the bus with us and RVD." And it's like, are they gonna go smoke with Ricky on the bus?
Bro, crazy. It was so it had that old school. It reminded me of like old school wrestling. And he had like the Brooklyn Brawler, some random ass guy coming there, get tossed over the fucking ring. But then it was kind of funny, kind of comical too. So I was like, all right, I can appreciate it. I mean, but stop with the whole surprise shit. Like, come on, we all knew that was happening.
I agree. All right, next thing over on SmackDown that we had, and it's the other big thing going on SmackDown, is the Women's Championship picture. So Nia Jax came out. Bayley basically said, let's get that rematch back.
Yep, let's do it.
Sense.
Yep.
And Naomi came out and said, wait a minute. If we're going to do rematches, let me see if I can get my ass in this picture. And then Tiffany Stratton came out and was like, fuck both of y'all. None of y'all deserve a championship. Nia Jax is better than both of y'all. She's my best friend. And both suck. Then we have a match that is now being made tonight, which I actually think is actually very interesting. It's Bayley and Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax in a tornado tag team match. But whoever pins Nia Jax gets a championship match at Bad Blood.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to ask you, what do you think happens tonight?
Because the other stipulation is whoever doesn't is off SmackDown.
If yes, and if Nia, whoever they pin has to leave SmackDown, correct? I
think that Bayley. So here's my perfect situation: Bayley does not pin Nia Jax and goes to Raw. I feel like it would be good for her.
So they pin Bayley, is what you're saying?
Yeah, because it changed the scenery, honestly, because it's kind of stale right now for her. So it's like it would be, more interesting to me to switch brands, some different feuds for her. Because right now it's just kind of stale and kind of like, you know what I mean? So in my mind, Bayley gets pinned, and she goes off of SmackDown. I'm more thinking about that than who really, who beats Nia or how that kind of shakes out. I think that Bayley goes because, I mean, yes, a rematch, cool, but could it after that then
here's my only problem with that, okay? What's the biggest thing going on right now on Raw in the women's division besides Rhea and Liv? Besides that 4-month-long storyline. If you look at the women's division, take those two out of it, right? The women's division. What's the biggest thing going on right now?
What's that? I can't fucking, and I hate it. The fucking name.
No, it's not them because they keep losing to the group that it is.
Yeah. So I'm like, that's not even big. I mean,
it's Damage Control. So you can't put Bayley back on Raw because she's just gonna go right back with the Damage Control thing, and then we're just gonna be like, oh now we just have. You have to. Here's your problem. Damage Control, faces. Bayley, babyface. You put them back together. Someone's got to turn heel. I don't want that.
No,
I want to stay face. So I feel like you can't put her on Raw yet unless Damage Control goes back to being, we're back to hating everyone. Like, Damage Control is doing good right now as baby faces. EO just beat Bianca.
Yeah.
Like, I that's my only problem with that. So I have it being shenanigans in terms of they both pin Nia. Like, no, not both pinning Nia. Here's what I have. Bayley has her in like an ankle lock, and Naomi has her in like a different submission, and she taps, and they both get the pin. Because I truly believe what we're gonna get is a triple threat. I think we're gonna get like we had with Tiffany, Bayley, Naomi. I think you're gonna get Nia, Bayley, and Naomi, or Nia, Bayley, and Naomi. But the thing about it is, I think you're now in a position where Nia, and a lot of people are not going to like me when I say this, can be built up like a beast. Because I'm not saying that I want Nia to pin Naomi. I'm not saying I want Nia to pin Bailey. I want Nia to pin both of them. I want her to hit Naomi with her fucking finisher. Okay? Bailey comes in, hits fucking Bailey with it, stacks them on top of each other, hits her fucking bonsai drop on both of them, double pin. She's a beast type shit. That's what I want. People might not like that, but that's where I am at.
So I think you got a point to that because I think that I read something this week about Nia. There's a couple people that kind of resigned or work something out, some deals, whatever. But Nia is, I think, carved her space out as one of the top people right now, and I think so. So I don't think she's like ready to lose his belt either. I can see you got a great point about if you put Bailey in Raw, damage control's there, what that looks like. So you can't do that. So I think you have a point where to that point, nobody leaves SmackDown. But I still see
if someone was going to leave, sorry to cut you off, I would say if someone was going to leave, it'd probably be Naomi.
Yeah. But I feel like
because Jay, exactly.
Yeah,
Jay,
that whole thing, that whole thing's sitting there. But ultimately, we know what's going to happen. Where all this thing is going to go. Tiffy time. I mean, Tiffy Nia is going.
The longer here's where I'm at, and I want to know where you are with this too. Okay. Normally, when it comes to Money in the Bank cash-ins, I feel like you are probably like me in terms of I'm not a big fan of the Damian Priest reign.
Yeah.
Where you hold it forever and there's a bunch of cash-ins, right? Yeah. But in this case, not failed cash-ins, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I want Tiffany to draw this out for as long as possible. I want it to be like we get into the Royal Rumble and we're like, Nia's still champ. Tiff still is. I really do. I want this to be a situation where Tiffany holds it and her identity is Money in the Bank for a while. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, and I was going to say, I don't want it to be with a bunch of stupid cash-ins. I strictly just want it to be like, they're the power duo, and it's like, she has been by her side with the Money in the Bank for so long that now there's no way that she can turn. And then at some point in time, WWE and Triple H and whoever the fuck writes this shit will probably start planting the seed of like Gable, of where once Nia starts being a little more, I've been the champion for 7-8 months, Roman Reigns-esque, what's the word I'm looking for? Dictator. When she becomes more dictator-esque, then you pull the trigger on Tiffy.
Yeah, I think it's a great build-up. I think what they're doing right now with those two, I like the story there. That's interesting. Build that more.
Yeah.
Tiffy can't. I'm not ready for the cash in. She has to have that thing for a minute because it's going to help develop that story. And I think that ends up becoming, of course, ultimately it happens, but I think you build the story more. It's too early to cash in right now because then it'd be like, why'd you even do it? You know what I mean? So it's like you got to build Tiffy and this whole kind of thing. Build this more. I think that'd be great. But back to that Bailey thing, man. I do think. Because she's one of the, she's been a star for some time. It's like, what's her story next? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, she can't do damage control. So I'm interested to see what shakes out with her and kind of what they do with her. I mean, her and Naomi, they teased this before with them like tag teaming, and they've even, wrestled each other. But then you kind of like dangling the carrot over Naomi and Bianca and Jade over there. You kind of got that thing happening. So I'm just looking forward to kind of flushing out to being something. Maybe somebody comes back and stirs this up a little bit more, stirs the pot. That might be interesting. But yeah, you got a point. Build a story with Nia and Tiffy a little bit long. Let it cook. It's just simmering now. Let it cook.
I 100%. Next thing I do want to then they had the end credits, which I thought was cool. I don't know why, I just wanted to talk about that really quick. I just thought that was cool that they had executive producers at the bottom of the screen. So I was like, is this an episode of NCIS? What the fuck's going on? It's kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was neat. All right, let's move on. So then we go over to trying to just see if there was anything else that happened in between the shows, and I don't see anything drastic. So let's just move over to Raw. So we go over to Monday Night Raw, and CM Punk cuts, in my opinion, probably the best promo he's cut since he's came back in WWE.
Mhm.
It didn't seem corny. It didn't seem playing to the fans. It seemed like, the most real promo where he basically just gave us a 5-minute spiel about how basically making us all think that he wasn't going to fight in Hell in a Cell because he's like, look, my best friend told me don't do it. My mom, my dad, they told me don't do it.
Yeah.
My wife, they told me don't. Like, everybody I love told me don't do this. But now let me tell you why I have to do this. And I thought it was great when he was like, I'm going to tell you right now, Drew, like, I can't promise I'm going to kill you, but I can promise that I'm going to beat the living shit out of you and try everything in my power to, like, make you bleed, hurt you. And the fact that the word kill in WWE, for those of you who don't know, it used to be banned until, like, maybe a year or two ago. Like, this word was banned from WWE. So the fact that he was just vividly saying, like, I'm prepared for this. I'm prepared for this to be the end. I'm prepared for you to kill me. So if that is the truth, then I will see you in hell or something like that.
Yeah.
And it was like, that was great.
Bro, Punk has a way with the mic, bro. Like it's almost like you feel like he's going off script.
Yes, right.
And he just
Every
goes.
time.
He's just talking his shit. Like he's off script, and it's great. You know what I mean? It's not he looks out of character. It looks like he's just been just regular guy shit. He's just saying I'm gonna try to kill you, bro. Like me and you, my wife said not to do it. When he's like, my mom said not to do it, my best friend said not to do it, my wife said not to do it. I said, bro, if he says anybody else not to do it, you're selling us right now. But he got to
Larry,
the point,
my dog, he told me, please don't do
yeah,
it.
my dog begged, you know what I'm saying, blocked the door so I couldn't leave and told him not to do it. But Punk just look like he wanna fight, bro. That's what it looks like. Like it reminds me of like hearing stories of guys who really don't like each other.
Yeah.
And getting in the ring and like just fucking want to fight. Like they just want to fight. Like I'm like, play it. They're selling it well. Like so then then Drew says something next week. You know what I mean? It's like, bring it on. I'll fucking love it. And not fighting over a fucking bracelet and shit. Like I don't like you. You don't like me. We're not here to be friends and shit. Let's just fucking fight.
And I loved it. I thought it was great.
Yep.
All right. Next thing that we have, staying obviously on Monday Night Raw, is we haven't really fully divin into this. We've kind of like touched around it, but I mean, Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley, like this is happening. Like this is happening. Like when Jey said backstage when he was like, so Rhea talks to Finn. Mm-hmm. They have a conversation, blah blah blah. But basically, the last thing that Finn says is, Jey, you got a match tonight and you're out of your league, right? Mm-hmm. And Jey asked Rhea. No, Rhea goes, he's got a point. And Jey goes, you're out of my league? She goes, oh, no. That was the first time where I was like, all right, bro, like, this is actually going to be something. Like, this is going to be fun. This is going to fucking be something. So, even though I blocked his ass, Rikishi, you might have been right. There's going to be a love angle going on. But anyway, how do you genuinely feel about this? I mean, she's got a thing for mullet, goddamn. But Rhea and Jey.
But it's entertaining as hell, bro. Like the whole kind of flirtatious things that they've been doing for some time now, and like I enjoy it, bro. It's funny as hell. Like
what it reminds me of?
Huh?
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the guy at school who really likes the girl, right? Mm-hmm. It's been a year, he likes her. Freshman year, he likes her. Sophomore year, he likes her. Junior year, he likes her. Like, he really likes her, right? And then fucking senior year, all of a sudden, he's like, you know what? I'm over her. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be confident. And if she likes me, she likes me. And that's when the girl is like, you know what? I kind of like this Yeet guy. You know what I mean? That's the vibes that I get from Jey. Where Jay's like, you know what? I'm in college now. I get any girl I want. And now that he's in college, she's like, hey. That's the vibes that I get.
Bro, it's like to me, it's like he's gonna shoot. He's shooting his shot. Like fuck it. Like I'm like it's kind of like that.
He been shot his shot with Dom still.
Yeah. But so it's interesting to me how they move Jey like throughout this next couple of weeks or months. Like how they move Jey from this kind of storyline to wherever else they take him. I did like though that like right now it doesn't appear it doesn't appear Jay's gonna be in a tag team again. To me, I like where they got him. He's still singles, come out help a little bit. What I'm saying, but still singles and not doing like not rushing to put him back on a tag team because I'm like let him go for the. I even like the story with him and Braun Breaker talking about like their families and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like it helps to me building Jay with a good story for him to be in the single matches. That to me is dope. Like I'm happy for him because he deserves it, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. And I think that if this is just going to enhance that, then that's great. So let's move from that right into Jey Uso's promo with Braun Breaker because god damn, that shit was good. I'm not going to lie. This was
Hey, Dill. Hey, when he said, "I'm a dog walk your ass," I was like, "Bro,
that's Uso penitentiary."
Talk that talk, bro.
That is Uso penitentiary. Uso talking. Enough of this. Hey, Braun, because if you literally saw the whole fucking segment, he showed you the difference between the corny shit and the real shit. He gave you a minute and a half of him just going, "Hey, Braun, yeet, I'm gonna take that championship, yeet, Uso." And it was that was it. Then once Braun came out and lit his ass up and was like, "Look, motherfucker, I've done more in 6 months and you've done it 14 years." That's when Jay finally was like, "Okay, let me go back to the Uso penitentiary, Let me go back to the lockdown. Let me go back to the day one. Let me go back to the shit that made you really good at promos." And that's when he said, "I'm a dog walk your ass. It's going to be short and sweet, just like your NFL career." That right there was beautiful.
I was like,
it was real.
Talk, Jay, bro. That was it. That was fire, bro.
Then Braun goes for a spear. And Jay gives the best spear I've ever seen this motherfucker give.
Jay didn't move. Jay was kind of hunched down and shit. And just boom. I was like, okay, Jay.
Okay. So before you give your 2 cents, I think we should also mention that to end Raw, Jay comes out to come and help Rhea Ripley, and Brock is on fucking nowhere and gets his get back, spears the shit out of him.
Bro, Braun was on a fucking ledge or some shit. Just kind of like torpedo spears fucking Jay. It was fucking great.
But this match is next week, and I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, bro. So I thought that when he said he was on dog walk his ass, bro, that shit had me hype as hell. I was like, this is what I'm talking about, Jay. The yeet, doing the yeet and all that shit is cool, fun and corny at the same time. But when he said that, I was like, oh no. And so I've been loving the build up of them exchanging nobody in your family has ever beat anybody in my family, and you ain't gonna be the first one. Like I love that exchange right there. Because I'm thinking to myself like, okay, nah, So I enjoy it because now you bring in bloodlines or bring that kind of element in, and y'all talking that talk. Braun Breaker is good, bro, but I'm not, he can get his ass up to me, and what I mean. I like the dog thing, whatever, that's cool and all, but to me, talk this talk. I can't wait to see this. This is gonna be exciting. I like to see Jay like that. It ain't all just yeeting all over the fucking place, but he's fucking that dog walk your ass, man. Because I saw a promo that Jacob Fatu cut before signing, and he had said he was like, man, I think he was talking about, but I'm a dog walk your ass. I mean, it sounds so fucking hardcore. So when Jay said it, I was like, oh yeah, yeah, he talking that.
Also, you saying that, I don't know why this just reminded me, but I know that Jimmy Uso, I know that he's okay because yesterday on his Instagram story, he posted a video Naomi posted a video of them in their backyard, and I don't know if they're having a cookout or what was going on, and they were in the backyard, and they were like, look at it, and Jimmy was like, oh shit, that's a rainbow, and it was like a giant rainbow, right? Mm-hmm. Jimmy was like, he's like, God damn, today is such a good day, right? And all of a sudden, in the background, you just hear Jacob Fatu say, "Ahoo!"
Bro.
He goes, that shit is beautiful.
Jacob Fatu's at Jimmy's house. That's funny.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all cousins, so they probably have kind of shit. But it was so funny of okay, that's clearly Jacob. You know what I mean? For a fact that Jacob. And then I saw something later on Twitter where it was like, So everyone, please take 10 seconds out of your day to watch Jacob Fatu looking at a rainbow. Like, I was like, okay, I knew that shit was Jacob.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
Jimmy's good. Jacob's good. They're all okay. Next thing I want to talk about. We talked about this about a month ago, and we all agreed on this podcast that it was going nowhere. But I feel like we might be wrong about this. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, we originally said we're not going to break up. This is not going to be anything. This is going to be hey, our friendship is bad. Now things are getting back together, right? I don't know if I still feel that way after what I saw on Raw, because this was the first time a real seed was planted of like Kofi costs them the match. They get backstage, and Xavier Woods is like, why the fuck was LWO out there? Kofi was like, I told him to be. Xavier's like, so they know the plan to the match, but I don't. I'm tired of this shit. And he walked away, and it was like, I mean, we're really getting somewhere of like, these two have been beefing for a while, and Xavier has a valid reason to be sick of this shit. He's got the all black gear. Like, this might actually, I'm a little sad, to be honest with you. This might actually be happening.
Yeah, it's funny. When I saw that, I was like, oh shit, this shit might really be going down. And I was like, I liked it because it gave them something interesting to do they haven't had in a while. And even I think it was Kofi didn't say it. I think Xavier Woods said it. It's like people were like just waiting for Big E to come back or something like that. Reference Big E.
Yeah. He said, you got to understand, though, it's just you and me. And that's what pissed Xavier off. Xavier goes, and there it is. It's just you and me. So we're not good enough without E. Is that what you're trying to say?
I love it. I loved it. That was great. That was great. I'm like, okay. But, it's funny. Huh? I think it is, like, part of me is like, damn. I was hoping, and they keep referencing, they've been together 10 years, it's coming up, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, man, right. I don't really want to see them break up, but it is some good story shit. Like,
okay, you know what you should do? You should do it on the 10th anniversary. You should do it like,
I bet that's going to happen.
10th anniversary, celebrate New Day, have Big E come out with the ball. If you really want the OG, if you really want this shit to break me and break millions of hearts around the world, you have Big E come out. Have them like, when they would lift up Big E.
Yeah.
Like, and he would just like that. Have him lift up, and have it be some shit where Xavier is like looking, and then he looks over at Kofi like, you know what I mean? And then and then he turns, and he can't do nothing because of his neck, so he's just telling him to stop. Bro, you can make that something like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it. Damn, now I kind of want it.
Deal. I want them to fucking throw pancakes. I want, like, bootios, all that shit, bro. Like, take it there. Like, sell it all the way. Like, all the way. I want all that shit.
He starts throwing everything at
bro, just fucking throwing shit. Yeah. Because then, man, you do that, man, that would be great.
Okay, so here's what I just learned with what we just said. There is a end-all be-all to where you can make a segment that a month ago with Karrion Kross looked like it was dead in the water, turn into a cinema-worthy storyline. We have just given you the puzzle pieces, right?
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Let's get into the best part of Raw. This is becoming my best argument that I've ever made in my life. That Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed.
Yeah, man, you got it. You got it.
Bro, this was the best part of Raw.
Bro, you got it. Like, I have no...
With the ring breaking.
You said this weeks ago.
Uh-huh.
When they first started, he was like, if this is if it's supposed to be a heavyweight, when they first get in the ring, it's going to break.
All right, so we're going to go through this event by event, okay? Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you the event. You're going to tell me your reaction, then we're going to go like that. Because I think that's going to be the best way to do this. Okay?
All right, let's do it.
So we come out. Bronson Reed runs at Braun Strowman head first, and his neck breaks the turnbuckle off, breaking the ring to start the match.
What the fuck, bro?
Then we move on to the outside of the ring, where Braun Strowman grabs a fan from the front row and yeets him onto Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed yeeted him onto Braun, yeah.
Bro, I watched it like probably 4 or 5 times. It was like, did he just throw another man at this guy? Like, you threw a human being at this guy. Like, launched him. Like, just straight launched him at it. Like, bro, come on.
Then, after walking away, Braun does his T-Rex run and spears him through the barricade. Okay?
I saw the T-Rex warming up. I said, "Oh shit, here we go, the fucking T-Rex run." But when he fucking knocked him through the barricade, I'm like, "Holy shit, bro! You knocked this giant ass man through a fucking barricade like that, man."
Yeah, then we get backstage to where, once again, Braun, with his T-Rex run, trucks him over the barricade, or not the barricade, the what are those boxes?
Yeah, whatever. But yeah.
Those crates. We'll say the crates.
Mhm.
He fucking barrel shoulders them over the crates, and then as he does his pose, looks up, and Bronson Reed comes running off of the crates and body splashes them through 2 tables.
That was crazy, bro.
Then
Crazy.
the motherfucker gets up and walks away as if it's over, and Braun Strowman hits him with another T-Rex, I'm not finished with you type run, spears him through the fucking wall.
Bro, loved it.
That's where it ends.
Loved it. Hey, Dill, when he speared him through the wall, to see like you could see big Bronson Reed's leg. You see Braun over there like laid out. Like I'm like, this is the kind of big guy shit you want to see. Like fuck,
amazing. You know the first thing that I thought of when the match was over?
What?
Can we see this in Bad Blood?
Oh, that'd be great.
This is awesome.
I love it.
This is awesome.
This might be like one of the best kind of big guy matches I've seen in quite some time.
Ever. Because it's the first time where they don't try to make it about a show of strength. Who's stronger, pound for pound. Now it's just, he's a monster, he's a fucking monster. And they're both going to do their monster shit.
Let's do it. It's not like, tug of war. I'm happy you said it. That's exactly it. This is just monster shit. You know what I mean? That's fucking great, man. I love it. And every time I see them, I think about our original conversation and me talking about the T-Rex run and not seeing them be athletic. It's almost as if they're trolling me and they keep.
Yeah, I think in the last 2 weeks.
Braun they have, bro. I'm seeing. I saw Braun Strowman do a fucking drop kick and shit. I was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Cross body and shit. It's well, what is happening? But it's they heard us and now they're just trolling the fuck out of me. But this is the kind of shit to me. Here we go. Yeah. So now I can now focus on the T-Rex run now because now they doing all kind of shit. It isn't just bench pressing cats. You know what I mean? It's they're fucking throwing cats through the fucking wall and the jumping off. Those big ass fuckers jumping off shit is always gonna be impressive, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, bro, my daughter came in the room. She's like, Dad. She was like, how much does that guy weigh? Talking about Big Bronson Reed. I was like, he about 350 probably, maybe.
That's what I said.
I said they both big guys. She was like, oh my God. So to me, that's how I know. My daughter comes in and sees it. It's like, oh my God, what are they doing?
Next time she comes in, you should just be like, what is 37 of you?
Just imagine.
That's how much he fucking weighs.
Just imagine 37 of you.
That's what he is because my gosh, they're both giant motherfuckers, and I think it's honestly one of the best things going on Raw right now, especially the best non-championship thing.
I agree 100%. I enjoy it. It's I'm happy I'm over the Sammys and the KOs. This is a whole other story to me, which is great. It's great. It's a whole other thing. I don't have to see a rerun, a repeat of Sammy, KO, Randy. You know what I mean? I like where this is going. So take me there. I appreciate it. It's great.
I agree. All right.
Did you catch the QR code this week?
Yeah, I did, and I like what they're doing because I think they're gonna try to make it another, like we said, couple weeks of cryptic shit. Come back Halloween.
Yeah, we said that. Yeah.
I feel like this is something that a lot of people didn't really catch up on, but I know you are definitely a fan of this. WWE is bringing back for one night only because they do not have a pay-per-view in December. Saturday night's main event. December 14th, 2024 in Long Island, New York. It is going to be airing on NBC and on Peacock.
Crazy.
So it's not a pay-per-view, but they're going to treat it like a pay-per-view. I mean, the poster of the goddamn show is Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins. So they're going to treat it like a fucking pay-per-view.
Yeah, and they got Jesse the Body.
I love it. So And if you didn't see the promo, the whole promo was like 80s theme,
Oh,
like
great! It's fucking
Saturday
great.
night main
Yeah,
event. So I think they're genuinely gonna make it like a modern day version of like the Saturday night main event, which
that's dope.
for you and any other 90s wrestling fan is a dream.
Oh man, it is a dream. When I saw it, I was like, wait. And then I read like Jesse. They're bringing Jesse. Jesse's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be in the Legends now. And I'm like, oh, you got a good relationship with us now, Jesse? All right, let's go. All right, cool.
Yeah, if this is the December replacement for a pay-per-view, I'm
Okay.
fine because they'll stack this bitch.
Yep, let's do
Yeah,
it.
I agree. I like it a lot. Next thing that we have here is, all right. I just want to know how you feel. We are now. I didn't want to say anything 1 week. Hell, I even was nice 2 weeks. We are 3 weeks into Joe Tessitore on Raw.
Okay.
I would say week by week he's getting better. Week by week, I like him more. Because week by week he's starting to show his personality.
Yep.
And I just wanted to give him some flowers because I know a lot of people were looking at him in a situation to fail. And I feel like he's doing really well.
Yeah, I think by week he's gotten better. This week probably was the best week he's had to me.
Yep.
You can tell like his knowledge of who people are. You can tell he's studied and kind of he knows who's who.
He's trying to learn 100%.
For sure. But you can see this week he's getting better and better. And actually, I was like, oh, okay, I can rock with him. Okay, let's see, let's do it. And so you know what I mean. Like the first week he comes, they announce him, he walks out like he's a superstar. He's kind of warming folks up to it. It's kind of like you still kind of side eyeing him, but like you said, every week he's gotten better. I enjoy it, bro. Let's do it.
Yep. It was also reported today that the Lucha Brothers have officially signed a multi-year contract with the WWE and are headed straight to the main roster.
Okay.
Love it.
Here's my only wish. Don't.
They're not gonna. I know what you're gonna say, and they're not gonna do it. I know what you're gonna say, and they're not gonna do it. Here's why I'm confident they're not gonna do it. Do you want to know why?
Why?
Because the Lucha Brothers, if they go on, and it's funny because you haven't even said it, but for those of you who don't know what we're referring to, he's talking about do not put them in the LWO, do not make them part of the Latino division, do not do any of that, right? And I already know, yeah, I 100% agree.
Yep.
I think the only thing you might get is like an Andrade and them thing as like the trio.
Okay.
That might be it.
Okay.
And I think, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think that, but here's my thing. If they do that, I don't think they're going to lean the Lucha Mexican route because of everything else that's going on. I think they're going to lean more of just the dark cult type of, you know what I mean?
I'll be off. You know, I right on my head.
Yeah, and that's why, and even if they don't, then I think they'll just be the Lucha Brother tag team. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm for either one of those ideas. Andrade, I like Andrade. Lucha Bros, like I don't do that whole mess, but I'm all for it. That would be perfect to me. Like I don't want to see Santos. I don't see none of those guys. None of them.
Right.
Nope. Like that would be dope.
I say, what do you call it? If SmackDown's going to 3 hours, bring them to Raw because there's guys that can put on banger matches in 10 minutes. And if you're gonna have a 2 hour show, put them on Raw with 2 hours, and they will. I'm telling you right now, yes, that's right.
Yeah. I get those guys. Like Rey Mysterio is like the icon for them. I get it, but you can meet him backstage. You don't have to. Don't join LWO because honestly, I read some this week about Dragon Lee. Man, it's like it's like he needs to get away from that shit to me.
Yeah, Dragon Lee basically got called up. Basically got called up to the main roster to do nothing, which I think sucks.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's move on to. Do you have anything else that happened this week in wrestling? Because I don't. I was just gonna move on to the top 5.
No, but funny though, Dragunov. Like I always wonder when they call people up, like kind of what they're stashing, what they're doing with them. Dragunov, like he's a badass to me, bro. And I'm like, okay, I'm curious to see what they're doing with him.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they started just a seed that was planted with Judgment Day that I thought was very interesting.
Yeah. And
I'd love to see something actually go from there because
For
I
sure.
think that Ilya could have great matches with the likes of Finn and even JD. JD and Ilya, for those of you who don't know, are probably the two best in the terms of selling in WWE. And just when they had matches in NXT, it looked like these guys were fighting with gunshots. It was like every move. It was like, oh my god, like sometimes when I watch Ilya sell moves, I'm like, all right. No, this isn't real. You don't have to fucking kill yourself on a clothesline, Ilya. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's some moves where it'll be a clothesline, and I'm like, he almost broke his neck. I'm like, he's got to chill out. You know what I mean? But
stay relaxed.
I respect it.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think they need to do more, but I understand why they called him out because if we're being real, there wasn't really anything left for him to do in NXT. He was above NXT, but he wasn't at like the Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes talent level. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's a tough spot.
Yeah. That's it. No, let's do top 5.
All right, let's get it.
Hey, Dijak, take those stupid sunglasses off. We're inside.
I'm going to have to take that Rip Chad out and put fucking Rip Ricky. But let's get to the top 5. If you don't know what the top 5 is, it is the top 5 wrestlers most talked about currently in the world of wrestling. Number 1 is Adam Page. Hangman Page. Number 2 is Swerve. Number 3 is Gunther. Number 4 is Jey Uso. Number 4, Jon Moxley. And on the bubble is Big Bronson Reed. All right. Hangman, I love you, but you are not number 1.
Sorry, Hangman.
Swerve, I love you, but you are not number 2.
Sorry, Swerve.
Gunther, I love you, but you are not number 3.
Sorry, Gunther.
Jay, I love you, and I think you are still on this list after that goddamn promo and what you did this week.
Yeah.
So, I think we moved Jay up to 3.
I'm cool. That sounds good to me, man.
I like that. I feel like Jay should be 3. All right. While I do that, I also feel like, I don't know if you saw AEW, but Moxley, I think, should stay at 5 because he came out against Private Party, a tag team that's been in the mid-card for a while, and he said, hey, you know what? I'm going to do you guys a favor. What the fuck are you talking about? He's like, I'm going to make you guys something that you haven't been in 5 years in this company, and that's relevant. And then he took a hammer and broke his hand.
Okay.
So I say we keep him at 5.
No argument there. Moxley on that crazy shit.
Yep, he's still just on his, like I said, he is on a cult hitman type lead.
I love it.
Type, whatever. But yeah. So Moxley 5, Jay 3. Who do we think is number 1 this week? All right, I don't know if he's number 1, but I feel like we can make a case for Punk being on this list. Because not only did he cut that promo on Raw, but then he went to NXT. And took Ethan Page.
Yeah.
So
that was up. So
would you put Punk 2 or 4?
2.
Okay.
I'll say 2. I think 4 is definitely too low for Punk.
Honestly, for 4, I'm okay with putting Braun and Bronson.
That's perfect. I knew Bronson had to be on his joint, but I was like, okay, I know he's not 1. He's not 2.
I feel like Braun should join him this week because they were both just amazing together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Did you think so we have 1 and 2 left.
So we have number 2 CM Punk, number 3 Jey Uso, number 4 Braun and Bronson, number 5 Jon Moxley. Number 1 this week. Oh God, I feel like
I want to say like Roman and like Cody,
that's where I'm at, but I feel like that's almost like being like, well, yeah, anytime Roman's on TV, that
but I don't feel like.
I mean? But there's also nobody else.
Could I say Jacob Fatu?
Above Roman? I don't think you can, no.
Jacob honestly made that whole thing.
Yeah, but what do you mean by that?
I don't know. It's like, honestly, I want to see Roman, but I really want to see Jacob.
I think you want to see Roman and Jacob. That's what I think you want to see.
Yeah,
that's what I want to see.
Yeah, but
what do you mean by you want to see Jacob? You want to see just Jacob? Nobody else?
No, but you want to see what Jacob's up to. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, but for one, it's like the most talked about. Like,
This
I'm-
week, I'm genuinely trying to think who
Mm.
was the most talked about wrestler, and for some reason, I feel like it's hard to do any of them because you would just do all of them. And when I say
True.
all of them, I mean Cody, Roman, Jacob, because that match was, the thing.
Yeah, that
So
was
I
it.
almost don't even want to, touch that. So let's think a little harder here, okay?
But then if we, cause like I'll get back to the most talked about. Is that the most talked about? I think talking about is Jimmy okay was talked about more.
I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even know that was a thing till you brought it up to me on the podcast.
Oh, never mind then.
I didn't know. I didn't even know it was a situation. All right, here's where I'm at. Here's where I'm at. Okay. I think we need to move everybody up one. I think we need to move Punk up to 1, Jay to 2, and move everybody fucking up 1.
And there was 5.
And then we have the number 5 spot open, and then I feel a lot better about putting somebody else that was a mid-carder this week in the 5 spot.
That sounds good.
Okay, let's do that. So let's put CM Punk at number 1. Let's put Jay at number 2. We'll put Braun and Bronson at number 3. And then we'll put Moxley number 4. And then that leaves number 5 for a spot to, honestly, you could put the Judgment Day because they closed out Raw. You could put EO or Damage Control because they just pinned the tag champions. You could put a couple people there. You could put a couple people.
Probably not Damage Control.
You could put on SmackDown fucking, god damn it. Hold up. While you think, I'm going back to SmackDown.
I could do Judgment Day there at 5.
I mean, you could put Ricky at 5.
Oh, Ricky. Shout out to Ricky.
No, I think Judgment Day should be 5. That makes sense. I mean, they stood
They
over.
got a lot going on with Judgment Day. So.
I agree. And, they have two pay-per-view matches that, they had to hype up. So I like that. All right. So the current top 5 is CM Punk 1, Jey Uso 2, Braun and Bronson 3, Jon Moxley 4, Judgment Day 5, and then Damage Control on the bubble. That's the top 5.
Let's do it.
OG, you got anything else you want to say before we leave?
No, man. That was good. Good shit. I'm looking forward to it.
I agree. Make sure you guys check out Hype Photography, guys.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make sure you guys check out Lezu on Spotify, Apple Music, and all music platforms. And also make sure you download Sharp Sports Network on the App Store. Use promo code TYCO011. Get 20% off. It helps me. It helps you. We appreciate it. Download it. Or my bad. Bet on all the fucking sports, but make sure you bet on them responsibly and have fun this weekend. Have a good weekend, people.
Yeah, man.
Bye.
Have a good one, y'all.
Have a nice one.